Hello, welcome, and congratulations on your new position as a product researcher. What I want to do is show you what your job is going to be and what it's going to entail. The job of the product researcher involves comparing prices on major online retailer websites to the products listed on Amazon. You're going to be looking at the prices of the products as well as the rankings and making sure that they are in the specified ranges. And I'll show you how to go about that. I will also share with you a Google Doc, a link to that will have links to all the training that's involved, the guidelines doc. That's going to have all the information that you're going to need to do the online comparisons and also the areas to search on the online retailer sites. I would suggest that you use the Chrome browser, at least initially, so that you have your setup the same as mine for the training. Later on, you can switch to Firefox if you're more comfortable with Firefox, or just stay with Chrome. So the first thing you want to do is I will send you a link to a document that's going to look very similar to this. We'll have links to the training video, the one that you're watching now, an Excel spreadsheet, which will be a Google Doc, and in areas of retailer site to source. They'll all have links here to those. But the first thing you want to do with the Chrome browser is to add an extension, an add-on for the FBA calculator. So in this document, there's a link here. So if you just click there, this link will come up in Chrome or in Google Doc. Just click on that. And then it'll pull up the calculator widget. I've already have it added, so you'll have another button that'll say add to Chrome or something along those lines. But go ahead and add that in. And once you're done doing that, you'll see that this little icon will show up here, which is the calculator widget. So that's the very first thing. I'm then going to have you go to different sites to do product sourcing on. And the very first thing that we're going to do is, just as an example, we'll go to, I can type here, walmart.com. And I'm going to go to health and beauty, bath and body. Again, this is just for training purposes. We'll have different sites to go to for the actual sourcing. And then hand soap and sanitizer. And then what it'll do is it will pull up a whole series of different results. The idea is that you're going to go through every single item and do the comparisons to Amazon. So I've already identified a few items that fit in the range. So one of them that by searching through, I found a soft soap Kitchen Fresh Citrus Hand Soap refill, 28 ounces. So what you want to do is you want to copy the title here. You want to then go to Amazon and you want to paste that into the search bar here. And you'll see that there's a series of different ones that have popped up. Right now, I am just looking for the one that makes the most sense. This one seems like it is. As you can see here, some of these have 6 or more bottles associated with them. I'm just looking for one right now. So I see one that matches. And if you look at, and one of the important things is the pictures. Do they match up? And you'll see between the Amazon site and the Walmart site, to me, they look the same. So the very first thing you want to do is I also have a document that will have an Excel a Google Doc spreadsheet, and we want to know what site you're sourcing from. So in this case, it's walmart.com. The title, you can take from either one, but I usually take it from the Amazon site. So you want to copy that, and you want to go to the spreadsheet, paste that in. The size always seems to come out at 16, so just change that to 10. First thing you want to check is the rank and category. oops, if you go to the Amazon site and you scroll down to the product details area, they'll have a ranking. It says Amazon bestsellers rank, and it's 18,393 in beauty. If we go back to the original doc that I sent you here, I have a series of ranks to fall within or less than. So for beauty, it's less than $100,000. Sorry, 100,000 number for rank. And as you can see, it's 18,000. So we're well below the rank level that we're interested in. So you want to copy both the number and the category that it's in. So you want to copy that, go back to the spreadsheet, and then put that rank or paste that in there. You want to then go to what the store price is. In this case, it's $2.97. You want to put that in there, $2.97. You want to take the Amazon price, scroll back up, it's $11.71. This is where then you want to use this widget for Amazon. So you want to click on the calculator widget. It'll pre-populate everything that you need to do, or that it has to do for the calculations. The only thing that we need to add in is the price that we're paying for it. So the price from Walmart is $2.97. So we want to put that in where it says inbound shipping, put $2.97, then click calculate. And as you can see, where it says margin impact, $3.20, that's the net profit. So if we go back to our spreadsheet, you put $3.20 in. They should have a formula already in here. If not, please email me, but you can see there is a formula already in here, and it gives you the ROI. The next thing you want to do is list, it's a question here, is, make this a little bigger, is Amazon number one, meaning seller-wise. So if you go back to the Amazon, you can see that it says sold by Slow River Ranch and fulfilled by Amazon. So Amazon is not the number one seller here. So you want to go back to the spreadsheet and you want to put no. And then you want the number of sellers. And if you go back to here, you'll see there's 27 sellers here, 27 new. Back to here, and you would put 27. Next thing is you want the store URL. So go back to the Walmart site and copy from the address bar the URL. So copy that whole link, paste that in here. You want to also do for the Amazon, same thing. Click in here, copy it, paste it in. You want to put today's date, whatever that is. So today is June 8th. You want to put in any notes here that you feel are important. So if there's anything, if you're looking at the picture doesn't look quite right, or if there's anything that's you're just not aware of, or maybe it's a limited sale, whatever it might be, anything's fair game. It's just more things that are, that would be obviously sticking out when you're looking at the two sites, that there's something that stands that seems to be different or strange besides the prices and things along those lines. But if nothing else, which I don't see here, anything that needs to be noted, so I'm not going to put anything, and we might see something, actually I think our next example, we'll see something that we'll put a note in. So you just want to put that into the spreadsheet, and that would be it if you needed it. Then you would go to same thing and go to a new item. So again, you would be normally, like I said, you would be going through each of these items, and as you find them, you'll be adding them to the spreadsheet. When you're doing this, two things are important, which I didn't mention initially. One is if the rank isn't within the range, meaning to say if this particular rank was greater than 100,000, then we don't want to enter it, okay? Another thing that you won't know until you start entering the information is the ROI. And on this one, and I'll make a note into the document, that the minimum ROI, which is the return on investment, is 40%. So we want something above 40 or above or equal to 40%. So in this case, we're at 107%, so we're well within the range. But if it's less than 40%, then we do not want that. And if that was the case, we would delete that line out of here as we're going through it. So you might have to go through a few steps and then realize that this isn't a product that's going to fit the criteria that we're looking for. So we would continue going through, like I said, each of the items. You want to go through every single item on the page and every item that's listed for this category. I found another item, and you'll see that this is a moisturizing body wash, and we'll do another search in Amazon. And there's two different ones here, so I'm going to pick the first one just to show as an example. And it says it's a pack of 2. So that means because the item that's from Walmart is only a single item. So we have, because there's 2 of them on Amazon, that means we're going to have to double the cost for the Walmart, because I'm going to have to buy 2 of those to sell on Amazon because there's 2 of them here. So what you would have to do is take the price that's here, and you can take calculator or some other way, or if you're very good in math, you just multiply that out, and that means our cost is $7.94 that we need to put into our spreadsheet. So we want to go back to the spreadsheet. The item that we want is pack of 2. Again, reduce the font size. We want the sales rank. And you'll see here it's 4616 in beauty. Again, the 100,000 is the level, so we're well below that. The store price, this is the change I was talking about. Here, instead of putting $3.97, we're going to put the cost of 2 of them, which is $7.94. So we'd put $7.94 here. The Amazon price, scroll back up to the top, is $16.91. Profit, again as before, we go to the main Amazon page and click the widget calculator again. And in this particular case, we're going to put $7.94. We're going to calculate that. So the profit is $2.25. So we want to go to here and say 2.25 and 28.34%. So in this particular case, we don't want this particular product because it's below 40%. All right, so you would have to go through and delete the line. But before I do that, I just want to do one other quick thing. If the ROI was larger than 40%, because I need 2 of these for Amazon and I'm buying them from Walmart, I would put that type of comment here where it says notes. I would say, need to buy 2 from Walmart. Okay, so that'll alert me that I need to buy 2 of them to sell for one on one of those packs on Amazon. So that's the main part of the items that we want to focus on. Like I said, we're going to be going through every single item that we're going to source. But once you pick every particular item that you have, like here, then you're going to do the same thing as copy the title, go to Amazon, and do the checks that we just talked about. In this document, what we're going to do is have the videos, but one of them, links to documents. One of them is the areas for retail site to source. And you will get a document that will look something like this. And you'll have a website to go to, category, subcategory, etc. Okay. And for example, if we went to Toys R Us, just as an example to do this sourcing, and actually this will be one of the ones initially that you would go to, but you would go to Toys R Us. We wanted to go to a specific category. As part of the process, we're not going to just to randomly search, but we're going to be very methodical and organized as we go through these categories. So we're going to start with games and puzzles and board games. And then the very first item was kids board games, and then active. And then as you'll see, there's 422 items that we're going to look through. And that's the same as you see here. We went for games and puzzles, board games, kids board games, active, 422 items. These numbers may change because it's dynamic, so they're constantly being updated. So these are numbers that were existing when I first created it. What you want to do is put your name, so whoever is doing the searching, what your name is. And then you're going to put a start date, and then leave the end date blank until you get through all of the items that are listed there. Once you've gotten through there, you would put an end date, whatever it is. And then you would say, okay, I'm going to the next category. And then, I start 611 and start, and now I'm going to go to this subcategory and do all 84. Once I finish those, continue on, etc. Things to remember is you always want to make sure to check the quantity of Amazon versus the retailer, like we talked about. If Amazon is more than one, then the cost needs to be changed, like we doubled the cost from Walmart. If you do not get some search results, take away some of the keywords in the title. So for example, if you were going for here and you were doing a search in Amazon for this particular item, and you went to Amazon, you may not find it always exactly that's listed there, right? So that looks like the same thing, but sometimes it may not look like it. So in those cases, you may want to just start taking away. So sometimes they say less is more. So you take away, here we're having a match. But if you have those things, sometimes there's commas and slashes and other things, you can take those away. And sometimes then the product will start appearing. Make notes on the spreadsheet, like I said. If anything that looks different, anything that just needs to have my attention. And one of the important things is make sure the items are available for purchase online. If they're out of stock or they are not sellable online, we don't want those. And these are the ranking levels for each of the categories that you might be searching, and important things to avoid when you're looking are any clothing items, automotive, watches, or any items in glass containers. We don't want any of those items. So that is pretty much it. It's going to mainly go through each of these on a daily basis. Pick the area that's listed and start at the first page and work your way through. You may want to make a note here if you didn't finish everything, you stopped on, item on page, 3 or whatever, so that when you come back, you'll know what page that you need to pick up on to continue the searching. And usually, or a lot of times, depending on the website, when you click on the links, they sometimes change colors. That helps, but that at least help give you an idea where you stopped. But that's the main part. My expectation is that you would find between 10 to 15 items per day that are meeting the criteria. I think that would be a minimum expectation. That may not happen. Every day is different, and each category is different. If you go and you work 8 hours and you only find 2 or 3 items, just make a note that, you did these things. I looked at all these. They didn't meet the criteria, or I was having problems, whatever it is. But I would assume on average, 10 to 15 seems like a reasonable level to find. And then at the end of a day, send me a message, just a general status. I mean, obviously, I'm going to know what you're doing based on this information that's stored. What you found. But if there's anything that you need to give me more status on, just give me a status of number of hours worked and what you did. Obviously, I'll have some of that information here with these 2 documents so that I'll see what's going on. But other than that, you should be ready to go. Feel free to contact me, message me if you're having any issues along the way, and I'll help address those if they come up, or if you have any questions. If they're not urgent, just put a comment in the status at the end, and I can respond to that. But if it's something really important that you can't do or having troubles, send me a message from Odesk, and we'll move to get you resolved as soon as possible. Okay, thanks very much.